You know how fun it can be sometimes to just get a pre-made checklist of things that you can use that somebody's already thought through for you? Well, that's what we've got in today's episode. I've got a course creation checklist for you that you can grab and run with to get your course going. So let's get to it.
Welcome to the Course Creators HQ podcast, helping you navigate the latest techniques for creating and marketing online courses. And now, here's your host, Julie Hood.
Hey, welcome. I can't believe we're in episode 162. We are busy bees around here getting ready for next week's topic and title challenge. So I hope you're coming to join us. 15 minutes a day will help figure out what your best topic should be and your title for a rockstar course. I've got a new resource that I cannot wait to share with you to help with your title. It's so good. And we're going to have daily Zoom coaching. So come check it out. Go to topicandtitlechallenge.com or the link in the show notes. So I hope you can join me October the 2nd, 2023, if you're listening to this episode later. So one of the things that I just really love is when somebody else has already put together a checklist for me. So I don't have to think about it all from scratch, that they've already done a lot of the hard work and the heavy lifting of coming up with what should be on the checklist. So I thought I would give you a quick checklist today. If you're thinking about your first course or your next course, here are some things to have on your list to be contemplating, thinking about, considering, and answering. So, number one, I want you to think about your target audience. And you may have multiple target audiences. You may have more than one type of person. But the way I like to look at this is what's common about the group of people that you want to work with. So either the way they work, the way they interact, the way their status. It's not so much from the niche side of things. That's not really what I'm talking about. I just want to know what makes somebody perfect for jumping into your course. So what's that target audience like? Number two, what is the problem that they will pay you to solve? So spend some time making sure that they pay for the solution and that it's a pretty common problem, because then you can jump in and you don't have to first convince them that they have a problem that you're going to solve for them. They know they have it. They know they need a solution, and they're actively looking for people who can help them. So find that problem that they will pay for. Number three is you have solved that problem, at least for yourself or maybe for others. And if you haven't yet, then you need to start there with figuring out a solution and testing it on a few folks. So this is why I've yet to do any kind of Facebook ads course. I have not solved that puzzle yet, solved it for myself. Maybe when I do, I'll do a course for you guys. But for now, I'm not doing that. So you want to have that solution that you've either used and gotten results for yourself, and ideally for others, but at least for yourself. Number four, you want a title that's intriguing and interesting and grabs their attention and makes your course sound amazing. So I'm going to link to episode 94. We talked about 5 tips for course titles. And then we're also going to be covering that next week in the topic and title challenge. Really wanting to get that course title that somebody goes, I wonder what he's going to do, or, I wonder what this is going to involve, or how she's going to solve this for me. So get that intriguing title to keep the interest from your students. That's number 4. Number 5 is the delivery method. So, how are you going to share your course with your students? Because the reason I want you to think about this early is it does affect what you create and how you create it. So, for example, if you decide, hey, I'm just going to start with an email course that I'm going to send out via email, then you don't necessarily need videos. You're just sending out text in an email. Or if you decide it does need to be video, then you need a different level of equipment and maybe a place to record. So to figure out how you're going to deliver it and how you're going to distribute it to your students, so that can help you with what you need to create. And sort of connected to that, number 6 is what hosting platform are you going to use? So you don't need to know this right off the bat, but you will at some point. And that is, is this a Kajabi, a Teachable, a Thinkific, or something else? Where am I going to put my course and how am I going to share it and connect with my students when they want to go back and take the course? Where are they going to go to log in, to get your files, to get the lessons? How are they going to get to that, and what's the tool that you want to use? So you don't necessarily have to know the tool right off the bat, but you will want to figure that out pretty soon. Number 7 on our checklist is I want you to outline the course so that it makes sense when you look through it, that the steps and the order you have them in makes sense. So one of the things I see sometimes beginning course creators do is they'll teach something and then later on they explain the concept that they taught at the beginning. And so you have to explain the concepts before you teach how to do something. So that's just one simple thing on an outline. There's lots of different ideas around outlining, but use that outline to help you figure out, am I going to group into modules? And so I'll have so many lessons in each module, or am I just going to have a list of lessons? It really just depends on how long your course is. You don't want your students logging in and seeing, oh, I've got to take 50 lessons. But if you have 7 modules of 7 lessons, that hits that 49. That feels a lot more manageable, that they can just do a module at a time. Now, 49 lessons is still kind of big. I might try to get you to break that down, but hopefully you get the concept. Is use that outline to figure out, is the order make sense, and am I breaking this up logically for my students so that it makes sense the way I'm sending them through, that they're learning things in the right order. So that's number 7, your outline. Number 8 is kind of culminates from these past ones, which is, what kind of lesson content am I going to have? And I'll link to episode 152. There were 8 different types of content that we came up with, and trying to figure out which ones you should use. Should it be a video lesson? Should it be a checklist? Should it be a workbook? Should it be a to-do list? A template? There's lots and lots of different options. And so one of the early decisions you can make is, okay, this lesson needs to have a video where I'm showing on the screen what I'm doing. This lesson definitely needs a checklist. Those kinds of questions is what I'm talking about on this part. So number 8, what type of content do I need for each lesson? Number 9 is I want you to have a master to-do list. So one place where you're keeping track of all of the steps of all of the things that you're going to need to do. So this is one of the things that I give out to my students in 24-Hour Course Creator. We give them the to-do list so they don't have to figure it out on their own or try to pull it together. We give them the actual to-do list, but have that handy so that you can keep it updated as you're thinking of things and as things are coming up. And then number 10 is I want you to make appointments with yourself to work on your course and on your marketing. And keep these appointments, consider them like doctor's appointments where you get in trouble if you cancel them. So make appointments with yourself to make sure that you get the course content and the course marketing done. So update that calendar. Number 11 is, what equipment do you need to do your recording? So now that our cell phones have gotten so good, you may be able to just use your cell phone and do some great recording. You may want to do screen sharing on your computer. You may want to use Zoom. You need some little extra lighting to make the videos better. Definitely think about getting some kind of microphone, no matter what you're using. Even the inexpensive lavalier mics that you can hook into your cell phones can be super, super helpful for making the sound a little bit better. So that's another thing we're going to be talking about, is all the equipment that I recommend for my students in 24-hour course creator. What should they be using? So get thinking about your equipment early on so that you can head over to Amazon, get it ordered, and you've got it when you're ready to start recording. Number 12, start putting together that marketing plan, thinking about how you're going to find your students, how you're going to connect with them. So think about that marketing plan. Number 13, absolutely 100% get going on your email newsletter. This is why it's one of the foundational pieces of the puzzle. And I do pull that in with my 24-hour course creator students that jump in to the coaching that we're going to be doing starting in October. They get all the training on doing that email newsletter. So add that to your checklist that you're going to get going on your email newsletter. Number 14 is, how are you going to package your offer along with the bonuses? So it's not just, hey, go buy my course. It's, hey, I've got this incredible offer for you that includes the course and includes a couple bonuses. And here's a couple more things that you're getting, templates that I'm giving away as bonuses. So a lot of those extra things that aren't absolutely necessary for your course can become really, really good bonuses. Or even if you know that your audience has a certain amount of objections that tend to come up, use those and give them bonuses to help with them. So put together that offer and your bonuses. Number 15, simple one, might be a bit challenging, but you need a price. You want to figure out how much you want to offer. So depending on the course and other things that you're offering, figure out what your price point is going to be for your course. And then number 16, give yourself a target launch date. And as you get closer, you'll know if it's a good date or not. But try to give yourself a target date so that you can help plug in some of these holes and know, okay, by this date, I need to have the course done so that I can actually launch it by this date. So play with those dates and get the calendar all good to go so that you are ready to launch that course, get another revenue stream into your business, and use that quote from Steve Jobs about putting your dent in the world with your online course. Because I am so grateful for all of the experts and coaches who have jumped into the deep end of the pool, and they are doing these courses and coaching and training and group coaching to help people move forward. We need you desperately, and hopefully it will turn into another revenue stream, a really great one for you. But even more than that, we need your knowledge and we need your experience and how you can help us. So I hope this checklist gives you a little bit of food for thought, some things to make some notes about, and go jump to the show notes if you want to. I have the list there for you so you can copy and paste it. CourseCreatorsHQ.com/162. That's 162. It also has the link so that you can come jump in for the topic and title challenge. Plus, I linked to a couple more episodes that might be helpful for you. So enjoy. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you so much for giving the time in your earbuds. And thanks for listening and following, subscribing, reviewing, all those wonderful things. I so appreciate it. And I will be doing a happy dance around my office every time I get a new review from the podcast. So thank you, and have an incredible week. I hope I get to work with you on Monday, October 2nd for the challenge. And otherwise, we'll catch you on next week's episode of the podcast. Take care.